first of all, on behalf of AEF, I would like to thank you all the judges for today times. And now we have a panel discussions on who we want to recommend to be the top 30 into the competition. Again, the rules is we don't need to recommend all, or we can just make. To be honest, we can just make honest opinion to that. We don't have a fixed quota to meet. And secondly, maybe we don't have anonymous opinion, so I will mark down the voting, like 7 out of 9, etc. So first of all, maybe we start from something easy. Like for Singular, again, it's a surgical guidance system. And also they have the collaboration system that can allow the doctors to do remote surgery, and it's headquartered in Hong Kong. So maybe we can share our views. Anyone want to speak on this?
I think that when we ask them questions, that I'm very impressed that they actually went to the hospital authority innovation team, right? So they got approval to do that. The training part is actually, he answered very well. That people actually are used to video games. It's actually very easy to actually adopt. So actually, I'm actually very impressed that they actually will have adoption and are doing clinical trials at Prince of Wales Hospital in Hong Kong. So for me, it's a yes.
I also gave a high score because on the collaboration and so-called teleoperation side, which is a huge market, I believe, in the future, because a doctor don't like to fly over for just one surgery, and it's extremely expensive and also risky for them. So it's just one angle that I've shared for my side.
I completely agree. Yeah, actually, to convince the Hong Kong hospital authority to use is really hard, because there is many, as you know, in such most of the staff telling me to get that process is a painful journey. So I think if we give them this support, definitely can push a lot, and especially the mixed reality is our future, and to promote on the healthcare area.
And the things that it can make an impact. Basically, by having like a more safer surgeries, more precisions, that's a very impact right there.
Yeah. I guess my only conservation is this is actually part of a much bigger solution, because to do robotic basically, virtual surgery, you need, 5G, and then robotics, and you need the precision, robots, and, AR, VR, and this is just one small part of that. So how do they fit into the bigger scenario? That's, I'm not sure, but something they need to figure out.
I mean, Singular is, because I'm from Science Park, and that company is actually a IncuBio. They're in our IncuBio program, so just added piece of information. And I have, a concern. Not a concern, but a question with them is that because I saw them using Microsoft HoloLens as a hardware. I'm just wondering if that can be expanded, like into other hardware that can adapt into using their program, like the new Apple Vision Pro or other hardware devices. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make a quick vote. So anyone who supported them to go into top 30, please raise your hand. Okay, all good. Great. Okay, the second one is MixCare, which is a B2B SaaS company, software that enable employee wellness program, etc. So they work with some large name like 1Degree and also other insurance company. So anyone want to share his will or her will? Thank you.
Well, to be make the declaration, they are the cyberpunk company first. But I give them quite high marks, so not because they are cyberpunk company, just only their business model make more sense to be grow. Because when we select the startup, I think the major issue is not how technical they are, but how can they grow in the short time. So I think they already have quite a good potential partners that can be collaborate. That's why I'm asking them the question is, if you say there's so many partners, so how can you leverage each other to build the ecosystem of the startup ecosystem? That's especially I want to see. Yeah. Any thoughts?
I look at it as the technology is nothing special, right? Anybody can come in and do it, but the fact that they've really grown to so many different alliances, partners, collaborations. That is actually their defense mechanism right now, right? And I think they're actually doing something unique. I'd like to see how they expand to Korea. That's actually a new market that's actually like not within GBA. So that's very, very interesting to see how they actually have that momentum to go.
And this is also, I think, one of the more mature companies in this group. So they already got like inroad into PwC and having 5,000 employees using them, and they have like hundreds of vendors on the platform. So yeah, I second the other judges.
Because one thing I do like is that it's not a B2C model; it's a B2B model, right? And the thing is like, where is the money coming from? Right, so if it's actually within corporate has money, like corporate wellness to spend on employees, that's actually where the money is coming from. That's why I like this model.
Yeah, that's great. One observation I share will be the per customer revenue is a bit low because on the current, I'm not sure what's the charging model, but there's a small observation that I want to share. So maybe let's do a quick vote. Who want to support them to go to the top 30? Raise your hand. Okay, 7 out of 9. 7 out of 8. Great. The next one is All Care AI, which is automatic wheelchairs that can be an automatic toilet as well. So they are industrial designer, so that's why they make this product to solve a big road problem. So who want to share their view? I would say although he speaks in Cantonese, but the way he presents is very genuine, and from his eye, I can see the passion. He really want to save the world. That's something that I feel quite touched.
I was just wondering about the price point. That was my main concern, right? Like $10,000 for a automated toilet seat that has no real. I mean, people can come and copy that, right? So that was my only concern, right? And also the B2B model of 20,000, 30,000. For automated toilet seats. So that's how many people adopt that.
So I think aged population can be a big issue for this whole world, and people are looking for different solutions to help elder people, and this can be one of the solutions to cover certain needs of the older people.
I do like the solution, right?
Personally, I'm quite impressed because my first degree is industrial design.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I quite appreciate they really want to save the world,
Yep.
just like what you say. But the problem is not just only expensive. I'm also wonder if we apply in Hong Kong, we have enough space. Yeah, because that is a big issue. Yeah, the space is so demanding in Hong Kong. That things is not. Like in the shopping mall, you have a walkway to go between your home. And also in the elderly service center, is the same things. And they cannot be customized that put the elderly people in front of other people and then do that, right? So in reality, I think the execution is quite difficult. Yeah.
So I mean, they're saying that they can transform that movable toilet into a wheelchair, an ordinary wheelchair, by adding a pad on it. And I think it's not quite feasible because it's too heavy. It's going to be very heavy, and usually I don't think anyone would like to use or push a wheelchair that is on that weight. So yeah, that's a concern for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to me, I like the fact that they're trying to solve a real problem, and I see the pain point. But I guess my question is, what's the actual addressable market? Because of the price point, because of the bulkiness, because there are alternative solutions. A lot of people, especially in Hong Kong, have helpers. So that's my real concern.
Great. Let's proceed to a voting. So who support them to go to top 30? Raise your hand. 2 out of 8. Okay. Ponfit, which is they are a skin microbiome company. They actually want to track the biomarker and also the vital sign from the little sticker, which is transparent and also very breathable. So how do you feel on this company?
Disclaimer again, it's a science park company. So previously, we've tried to connect them with Samsung and other mobile device company. We're trying to seek if there is a chance to incorporate their solution into like Apple Watch or Samsung Galaxy Watch. Or I'm not sure the name of it. So, and I think they can try to expand towards that kind of market, collaborating with huge companies like that, and to see how they can increase the accuracy in terms of the biometric sensing part. Yeah.
Because I think they were actually initially targeting elite athletes, right? I mean, people already have Apple Watch, Garmin, right? Do you need another extra patch on your skin? I didn't see that need for that, right? Unless it's operating a special amount of data that I can't get. I didn't see the need for that. What was the impact?
So I also have another concern in terms of their data integrity, right? Because they said they collect sweat versus some other type of human body fluid, right? I mean, there's a reason that for athletes, for example, like their urines get tested after each athletic event, right? So how meaningful is the sweat in terms of the data and the indicators that they're collecting? So that's my concern.
Okay, great. Let's proceed to voting. So who want to support them to go to top 30? Raise your hand. To the top 8. Next one is Spring Back Wellness, which is the tea. Yeah, I believe everyone have drank it already or not. It's a microbiome fermentation tech company. They use TCM and also to remove the toxicity and also the bad flavor of the TCM traditional drinks. So, yeah, please feel free to share your view.
So I'm not so sure if they're a beverage or like a healthcare supplement type of drink, right? So I think the positioning is a little bit weird because it looks like from the packaging, right, and from the way that she presented it, it looks like more of a healthcare beverage. Now, if you tap into the beverage space, there's like tens of thousands of brands, not only in Hong Kong, but probably in Greater Bay Area, in mainland China, right? So there are so many people that they have to compete with. And just from my own perspective, I'm not speaking on behalf of the others, I had the honey kind of like whatever drink. It tastes a little bit like vinegar. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a mechanism for them to collect customer feedback, because I think for drinks in today's world, right, it's very important that you cater to the flavor of your customer. Otherwise, it's very difficult to kind of sell. And the other question is really on the distribution channel. So I think, because I was born and raised in mainland China, from a Chinese perspective, right? I mean, direct to customer is really the next big trend. If you're selling through retailers, distributors, you're just like one of the multiple brands on the shelf in a supermarket.
I mean, they gotta make it very trendy, right? I think like right now, it's normal, right? But the thing is, if you sell it in a store or a retail pop-up, I can see that making sense more than a supermarket, right? But the thing is, I also think, is it in the right market? I mean, in China and Hong Kong, there's so many, right? If they're in North America, it might be a different story, right? So I was wondering about, are they in the right market? I did like the tea. I did like it. I did try I did like it.
Yes, I also like the taste. I think probably they need a more clear strategy or position. You can't do both. You either focus on flavor to be a beverage, and you can't do just a GBA or Hong Kong local market. Either you be a Hong Kong local player. It's okay. You can be a Hong Kong local player. But if you want to expand to other parts of Asia, you have to think about your recipe, how to produce the supply chain, something like that.
Wow, I can make comments now. To be honest, the taste is not that bad. It's okay, yeah. But there is so many similar products in the market. And then I think especially we are talking about this competition focusing on the technology part. So I think, well, I won't roll with for go into the last 30.
I think we talked about that. I mean, maybe they can license their technology, like the microbiome herbal fermentation.
Yeah,
right?
Of course they fit to the criteria. Otherwise, they won't get into this stage. But I think, yeah, they have to do more thing, and especially how to control the well-being of the people, the user. That can be like maybe they have the similar platform. I think in Science Park, also in Cyberport, there is similar platform like this, using the apps to control how you drink how many bottles and then have a cycle, something like that. But this is so far right now, it's only one solution, fermentation applied in that. So I think it's quite weak at this stage.
Yeah, I would say I would look forward to them to maybe license their technology in some other application, for example, therapeutic supplement, etc. And my viewpoint is because it's one of, I mean, it's pretty awful that in the whole healthcare session, including the morning session and PM session, that's the only TCM company we have. So, I mean, as a Chinese, as a Hong Kong guy, maybe I should be supportive to this. This is my personal angle, yeah. Let's make a quick vote. So who wants to support them to go to top 30? Please raise your hand. Okay, next one is Posture, the back pain solution that also LG using. So how do you think about it?
I think we discussed it a little bit in the back room. It depends on how small the sensors are, because if we want to wear something that makes us have a better posture, but if that thing that we wear is not comfortable, then it kind of beats the purpose and nobody will use it. But if they can somehow embed the small sensors into like normal clothing, then that may be useful for posture correction.
Was that a shirt and sensor to combine together? I didn't really get that.
I think they try to work with some clothing brand, Isaac, I think, but I'm not sure what the end product would look like.
Because I mean, it seems like they already have traction in Korea already, right? So I think focus on the Korean market and grow that, and solidify that first. Because they have great strong partnership with LG. And I think Korean market, focus on that first.
Yep. Okay, let's make a quick vote. Want to support them to go to top 30? Raise your hand. Okay, we got 2. Okay, and the remaining should be more easier because they are below 6 mark. So the first one, 中人信海, which is 妙护士, the software company that for the hospital and things.
Did they have deployment at all yet? I mean, they have some traction, but I think they're focused on GBA. Yeah. They maybe have some. Do they have trials yet? Did you see that he had any trials, or not that clear. It's just high level, right?
Not that clear. Yeah. And how they can support patients offline remains to be explained.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, like you're comparing their solution with Ping An, right? And Ping An's already developed, deployed already. It may not be the perfect solution, but it's already out there.
And also the scalability, because once you talk about offline, then you have to negotiate directly with all the hospitals, and it's a very complicated system.
And then the regulatory point that I asked him, right, which I don't think he answered, because if we're talking about the GBA, talking about the mainland hospitals, if you're only targeting the private hospitals, there's not enough patient data for you to be able to scale that meaningfully, right? But when it comes to public hospitals, then there's a lot of these government, like provincial level, city level, all these regulatory relationships that you need to kind of iron through, which I'm not sure if they have the track record of doing so, but.
Okay, let's do a vote. Who want to support them to top 30? Raise your hand. Okay, seems no. Okay, the next one, I don't want to make it too simple, but it's they call Gym for Your Eye, which is a hot yoga for your eye device. Yeah, we talked about it at the best stage, or maybe I save some time. So if you want to support them, raise your hand. Okay. Robota, just now the last company from Italy, which is to the sterilization system, automatic.
I don't think they have any plans to come to Asia or China right now, right? Oh, so, already. Right, yeah. They're like, I mean, you focus on Italy, grow that market first, right?
And I checked the cost saving number. It's not that impressive. I mean, only save like around 30% cost for the hospital from the presentation. So maybe the impact is not that significant. Just small observation on the slides. Okay, who want to support them? Please raise your hand. Okay, no. The last one is Meta, the Vietnam home care company, SaaS software. What do you think?
I didn't understand what they're trying to do, right? Where is like. Yeah.
Actually, she
was.
doesn't know what she do.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like the presentation was not that well prepared. So anyway, so who wants to support them, raise your hand.
And then plus, they didn't get any funding yet, right? There's still like a very PowerPoint presentation still. There's nothing been deployed, nothing has been planned yet, no funding.
Yeah. So our recommendation is no.
No.
So as a recap, absolute yes, yeah, singular, and also we have around 5 companies that we also have some yes voting to the company. So we will leave the answer and recommendation to AEF team. So in the upcoming months, they will do due diligence and also to check detail against the company so that to see whether or not they are suitable to go for the top 30. Okay, again, thank you all for the time. It's a great day together.